Good evening, students. How are you? I know I get a lot of questions these days, and especially at this point of time from 12th graders and those who are dropping, that what we should be doing at this point of time. Exactly how should we prepare in the coming days so that we are ready for the new change which IIT has brought, and we call it NTA. So today in our webinar, we are going to cover exactly the same topic. We are attacking that, and I am going to tell you that how to crack this JEE mains with the flying colors in coming 60 days. So are you guys excited? Yes or no? So it obviously I will be covering a lot of stories around it from the real time, real life learning and all those things. And I hope it will be enlightening to all of you. So should we start this webinar? Just want exactly you or no from you guys. Yes, should we start or not? Great. So let's move ahead and actually introduce myself. I am Anand, one of the co-founder at Vedantu, and I have an experience of 12 years of teaching, where I have taught and mentored more than 10,000 kids, including a vast variety of kids, right from the rank 1 lakh and who have been struggling to get those ranks to AIR 1. So this is the experience that I carry, and based on these experiences today I am going to actually guide you that what you should be doing in these last 60 days, which are extremely crucial. I have kept the last 15 to 20 days or 30 days at max for your revision test series and all, but these 60 days which is going to be in the month of October and November is very, very crucial for all of you. So let's begin. So in fact, there are a lot of stories in these 12 years. I have seen numerous of students who were struggling to get into IIT, and then finally they actually went ahead and got a very good rank, to those students who were already good. I'm not going to take the story of rank 1 or rank 6 or rank 7, as you can see here, the students of mine. I'm going to tell you a real time story of someone who could have got a rank of 5,000 to 10,000 in JEE mains, and who went ahead and did it and came within 1,000 rank in just a span of 6 months. So he started his preparation. So I will just talk about him, and I hope it is going to give you an insight that what you can achieve if you really dream of in the last 60 odd days. But before that, I would just start with a fact, and I would ask you this question, that how many of you are aware about the JEE exam itself? So I will ask few questions and I will see how many of you are aware about that. Let me ask this question. What do you think is the percentage required to get into NITs? NIT is one of the prestigious institute in the country. What is the percentage that is required to get into NITs? Anyone? And guesses? I just want to actually see how many of you are aware about this percentage. Oh, so I'm getting a lot of, so let me just look at the chat. I'm getting 50, 55, 70, 97 also somebody is saying, 40 is Karthik is saying. Great. So I think a lot of you are correct that we require only 40 to 50% to get into any NIT that you wish for, right? I'm not talking about which branch, but at least you will get a rank in NIT if you are above 40 or 45%. So this is where the awareness comes into picture, because most of you have said 80%, 75%, 90%, and this is where, in my real time experience, most of the students drop because they feel that they are not there, that reach is out of their possibility, and because of which they stop preparing for it. So I will give you a data that 90% of the student who was preparing, for example, 15 lakh students appear for this exam, and 90% of it. So what is that percentage? Can you give me the number? 90% of 15 lakh is 13.5 lakh. They stop preparing by the time 12th October or September. So this month, almost like only 1.5 lakh students will actually go ahead and prepare for that exam, because like most of you, they are not aware about the exam itself, and they feel that यार क्या फायदा है prepare करने का if I'm not able to get 70 or 80% and my syllabus is not complete, I don't know 11th, should I focus on 12th, and all these questions. Because of that, they stop preparing, and the final competition is between these 1.5 lakh students only. And therefore, trust me, my dear students, that if you are going to focus in these last 6-8 months, which is till January and post January for advanced, even your chances of clearing advanced exam will be easier. But today I am going to only concentrate on the JEE NTA pattern, which is going to be in January, and what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. Right? So let's go ahead, guys. Excited? Just say yo if you are excited. Let me see yo. Yes, yo. So great. I can see a lot of yours, guys. So let me start with a story. It's a beautiful story because this happened last year. Now this student Arjun Murlidhar, he started preparing for KVPY exam. KVPY is a government initiated exam which happens in the month of November, and it happens in the year 11th. You can appear in 11th standard as well as 12th standard. So he started preparing for it without any help of coaching institute. So just like you, he was sitting at home preparing for the KVPY exam, and he was not able to clear the KVPY exam in 11th standard. So came 12th. Again, there was a discussion between his parents and him that whether he should be joining or coaching or not. He said, no, I will just prepare for KVPY exam because I'm not concentrating on any other exam. And he again gave KVPY exam. And after giving the KVPY exam, he was sure that in 12th also he is not going to clear. Now, fortunately, he came across one of the messages of ours, and he joined the crash course which started last year in month of November. And in that crash course, the first test happened in the month of December. And in the first test, when I realized that he's got 170, 180 marks out of 360, I thought that this kid has a potential. Why don't I talk to him? And because I talked to most of the kids, so I just called him up. In fact, when I started discussing with him, I saw that he has a huge potential of getting a very good rank. But when I was discussing with him, he was concentrating on 5,000 or 10,000 because he felt that throughout the India in the KVPY exam, he was not able to clear. And I called his father and him to plan the entire 2-3 months ahead of him and exactly what he should be doing, and more so over what he should not be doing. And when we discussed, I realized that he has a potential of 500. I told his father that, sir, actually he can get a 500 rank if you follow the particular routine. And his father said, son is yours, whatever you want to do, you can do. And we started, discussing on an almost weekly basis that how his progress is going and moving, and accelerated his pace of learning because I knew that he had a grasping skill. And what happened at the end was magical. You won't believe that he got a 500 rank in JEE mains and went ahead to get 338 rank in JEE advanced, which is the 4th highest in Bangalore. Now, see, a guy who was aspiring a 5,000 to 10,000 who could not clear a KVPY in the last 2-3 months of preparation could get to that rank. I believe that it is just because of lack of awareness that most of the students, they fall in that rank. And if guided properly, can be actually pushed to a rank within 1,000 or 500 or whatever you desire. So, kids, one thing which was very, very important about Arjun was that throughout his preparation, he was calm, he actually did not waver, and he followed whatever I told him. I told him that this is what is required, he did that. I told him to give lot of tests, he did that. And so what we learned from his story is 2 things. One, are you calm throughout this preparation or not? And second, are you following someone trustfully or not? Which means that I see lot of students moving from one teacher to another. That, sir, mera ye nahi ho raha, sir, mera ye nahi ho raha. And every teacher gives them advice. They just hear it, try to follow it for a week. It doesn't happen. And then they again move to another teacher. Trust me, he just followed whatever I said. And this is very important if you are actually going to get a rank. and not getting a rank. So this is the biggest difference, whether you are following anyone. It can be your father, it can be your mother, it can be your teacher, it can be anyone who is guiding you. Just have to follow him or her to the end, right? So this is what his story is, and there are a lot of learnings, and I will be telling you one by one. But I think I would like to welcome one of our guests who will be a part of this webinar, and he will be also taking a lot of queries from you, who has also mentored and taught more than this 10,000 kids. Along with me, he has been a part of our journey together as a teacher, as a co-founder, and he will be joining us in few minutes time. So I think I would like to welcome Vamsi, right? And he will also be joining and telling you guys that what you should be doing and what you should not be doing in these 60 days. Chalo, so let's call Vamsi sir. Vamsi sir, please join us.
Thank you, Anand. Thanks a lot, Anand. Hi guys, how are you? How is everyone doing today? I was just seeing the chats on my phone, right, and it's flooded, and I think there are so many questions which the kids are asking, and I think they are having a great time, and they're actually able to derive a lot of value. So thanks to Anand sir for that. So guys, as Anand sir is actually talking more about the strategies, especially for the next few days or months which are just left, especially targeting the January exam, okay, of the JEE mains. I think our objective here is to basically address some of those most common questions we have been receiving, and even today we are receiving, right? And we'll be taking that up. Now, my dear students, as I am noticing many of you, putting out your questions on chat. So my request is that hold on to some of those questions, because many of it we will answer in today's session itself. Okay. And even after the session, we'll wait for a few minutes and take some of the questions which are left unanswered. Okay. So on that note, Anand sir, let's proceed.
Yeah,
okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys. So this is a very important thing that we as a team have created based on our experience, and we have seen that what is required to get you into NIT. And I started this webinar with a question that what is the percentage required to get into NIT? And first I will write down the percentage to get into NIT, right? The percentage, if you are greater than 45%, you are sure to get an NIT, right? Which rank, which branch, we are not discussing, but you are getting a rank or seat in an NIT if you are greater than 45%. Now I have divided the level of questions which are asked in the JEE mains, and when I say easy, moderate and difficult, I have categorized into three parts: easy, moderate and difficult. Easy are those questions which are formula based, which takes less than 1 minute or 1.5 minutes at max. Moderate are those questions which are based on application based, which you might have done in your coaching or any book. So if you have solved any problems in your coaching or you have solved any book for JEE mains, moderate is tackled. And then there are difficult problems which are somewhere between JEE mains and advanced, and these are the questions which actually involve high level problem thinking. So high level, high ordered problem are these difficult questions, and the percentages I have mentioned for each subject: physics, chemistry and maths. And yeah,
so guys, we are just now going to open up the screen also so that you can actually see that. So let me just pull up my the whiteboard screen as well. Hopefully now you should be able to see the the screen, right? Yeah, so this is exactly what Anand sir was just telling you. Now you guys need not note it, as some of the chat messages I was receiving is telling me, sir, wait, we will note. So guys, this is there for you in front of your screen. Okay, so don't note, right? Just you can see this, and as Anand sir was saying, easy, moderate and difficult. Okay, and these are the the percentages which are there. Okay, yeah.
So clearly, as you can see, that physics in the last 3-4 years have been actually it is relatively difficult as compared to chemistry and maths, where easy is 30 to 40%, and chemistry the easy portion is 50 to 60%, and as well as maths. So most of the students, they feel that maths is actually difficult for them, but you can see that 50% of the questions are directly formula based. So guys, actually if you are only focused on easy problems which are formula based, typically NCERT based problems. So these are NCERT based problems, and if you are thorough with your NCERT book, because most of the kids also ask Vamsi that which book to follow, and I suggest that if you are done with NCERT and any objective book, right, along with it, be it your coaching, you are done with the easy part, right? And you can see, so if you are done with the easy part, you are definitely, you will get more than 50%, and 50% if you get, you are definitely getting a rank in NIT. So isn't it interesting, guys? And most of the time what happens is we don't know what is an easy topic, what is a moderate topic, and what is a difficult topic.
That's exactly true.
Right?
And for guys, some of you are saying that, sir, sometimes video is visible, not visible. We are intentionally doing it so that you can see what is written below the video. That's why we are doing it. So, let's continue with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so guys, and I can see a lot of guys also.
So now we are turning off our video again so that you can see, what's written below.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was mentioning, Vamsi, that if they actually do NCERT,
yes,
plus any objective book, and book can be anything. Lot of you may be asking lot of names, maybe taking Cengage, Arihant, all these books. So any objective book, even your coaching will suffice. So easy is repetitive in nature, easy is formula based, and easy is, and I will tell you exactly what do we mean by easy as we proceed, and how you can actually tackle these easy problems and ensure that you are getting 50 to 60% marks. And this is the purpose of today's webinar, right? So let's move ahead. Okay guys, so now here what I have done is prepared a schedule for you, because most of you are confused where to start, how to approach. So this is a 10-week schedule which we at Vedantu have created for all of you, right? It is for physics, chemistry and maths, and what you should be doing in week 1, week 2 or consecutive week till week 10, and which are the topics which are important. So I will also mark here which are the important topics in physics, which are the important topic in chemistry as well as maths, and if you do that, you are definitely securing this 40 to 50% marks, and it is not going anywhere. So
guys, this can't get better than this. What we are going to give you an exact strategy to follow to crack a great score in your JEE mains, right? In fact, to clear your JEE mains and get a top
any rank, top 5,000,
I think top 10,000. Top 10,000 is guaranteed, right?
Definitely.
I mean, of course, you can get better rank than that, right? But top 10,000 is guaranteed if you are able to follow this schedule and do what we just tell you to. Okay, so pay full attention to what we are going to tell you next. Yeah.
So this is a 10-week schedule. If you want to cover the entire physics, entire maths or entire chemistry, but I know that most of us are struggling to even cover the entire syllabus. And as I mentioned initially, that if you are getting more than 50% marks, your NIT is secured and you are definitely getting a top 10,000 rank. And this is important, guys. So if you want to get within top 10,000 rank, you just need 50%. And for that, you need to cover only 70 to 75% of your syllabus. You need not cover the entire syllabus. Right. Now, I'm going to tell you the priority orders of these topics also, right? And in fact, those who are willing to work extra and want to actually get within 5,000, the next percentage that you require to get within 5,000 is even less. If you get 65% and above, definitely you are in top, what Vamsi?
Top 5,000.
Top 5,000. Isn't it interesting, right?
All right.
So you can clearly see that top, you are greater than 65%, right? So I will just write down over here 65%. You are in top 5,000 rank, right? Yeah. So isn't it exciting, guys? चलो तो अब यहां तक तो समझ में आ गया कि what we should be doing. We should be doing 75% of our syllabus, concentrating on the priority orders and mastering the easy topics. And when I say easy, it is weightage perspective. So I will tell you what is the percentage of these easy topics in your exams. So let's start with physics and let's start with the current electricity. So in week 1, we have current electricity as a topic, and you will be surprised to know that 10% of the questions are from this particular topic. So typically 8 to 10%. And when I say 10%, physics has 30 questions. And when I'm taking this percentage, this is based out of these questions. So 10% of 30 questions means 2 to 3 questions are from current electricity every year. The next very important topic is in week 2. So if you are doing magnetism, EMI, AC and EM waves, this particular week has approximately 6 to 10% weightage in this particular topic. And you can see that we have arranged in this manner. So that in week 1, week 2, you are doing important topics. And then week 3, week 4, we have actually taken, week 3, I have given you a little lesser important topic. And again, coming week 4, this is again very important topic. And you can clearly actually see that this particular topic consists approximately 10% weightages in the exam. So
guys, I think my screen is flooded with so many chats and a lot of questions you guys are asking. But believe me, some of the relevance we will be taking, right? And some of it which we will not answer, address, we will take it after the session also. Right? Some of you are saying that, sir, week 9 and 10 is not visible. Don't worry, when we reach there, we will make our video disappear so that you can watch that as well. Okay, guys? Alright, let's proceed.
Yeah. Now in 11th, so typically when we look at 11th and we feel that we have to actually complete the entire 11th because we have not done that. That is, I think, one of the biggest error that most of the students commit, because you can clearly see that your maximum weightage is for 12th standard and then for 11th standard. So 55 to 60% questions are from your 12th standard and 45 to 40%, 40 to 45% questions are from your 11th standard. And in 11th also, I will tell you 3 topics in physics which you should not be leaving.
Exactly.
So, yeah. I will go kinematics, projectile, relative, laws of motion, circular and work energy all have equal weightage, 1 or 2 questions or sometimes 0 questions from these topics. But center of mass, collision and rotation. From this topic, there is 10 to 12% questions every year, and which makes it a very important topic. But it is relatively, people feel that it is difficult. But in center of mass, collision and rotation, if you go in deep of this, you don't have to do the advanced level. You have to just do the mains level and you are done with it. For example, and which we will be discussing in detail later, but for example, in rotation, there is torque, angular momentum, basic questions of torque, basic questions of angular momentum, and basic question of moment of inertia. So there are a lot of questions on moment of inertia, and every year I have seen there is one question on moment of inertia itself. So if you actually go subtopic level also in the tougher topics, because center of mass rotation is a tough topic, only thing that you have to do is take out or solve the easier subtopics in that, right, Vamsi? So that's how you can actually go to the mains level and crack it. Most of the students, they leave center of mass. They focus on kinematics till work energy and they leave these 2 topics, Vamsi. So therefore it is important for them to just do one level deep.
Precisely. And I think Tina is asking one question: how do we focus on boards as well as this schedule? I think we'll be answering that question just in a little while. So till that time, just follow this, right? It's a very interesting question. I think most of you have that. So there are many such questions which I'm getting on your chats. I'm seeing it, but we'll be addressing it in a while. Okay. For now, just let's follow this. I'm going to turn off my video so that you can also see week 9 and week 10 schedule. I think it should be visible now. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually in week 9, you can see that heat is a very important topic. And again, as I said, 6 to 8% questions are from heat and thermodynamics. And now this is the summary. I have not given weightages to each and every topic, Vamsi. That will do it later on.
Sure.
But today I am just telling them that if they need to start, they need to focus on these particular topic. For example, in 12th, current, electricity, magnetism, modern physics, they should not leave, because modern physics generally is covered towards the end, and similarly heat and thermodynamics is covered towards the end in 11th, and people have a tendency to leave these portions, but these have a great weightage. So combine these last topics of 11th and 12th, we have a 20% weightage in all. So 6 questions from these last topics, which obviously you should not leave at all, right? So this is about physics. We'll be talking about this detail of every topic and their weightages, but not required. This is just to start. And this week 1 to week 10 schedule has been done so that every 2 weeks you focus in detail, and then there is a leaner week in between for your other topics as well, right? Let's move on to the other subject. So let's move to chemistry now, guys. Chemistry, again, we have divided into 10 weeks, and the most important topic in chemistry is your chemical bonding. Chemical bonding in inorganic, and this is a general because most of the inorganic questions. So student asked me this question, Vamsi, in detail. Sir, inorganic याद नहीं होती, हम क्या करें? Inorganic में the most important topic, because chemical bonding is general chemistry, and most of the chapters like your P block or your F block, there are questions S block, P block, hydrogen. इनके questions जो होते हैं, they are based from chemical bonding, and therefore chemical bonding has a weightage of 10%, and this is I consider as very important topic, especially if you feel that your inorganic is weak. The second most important topic in inorganic, which is both in 11th as well as 12th, is your P block, and I have seen that if you complete this chemical bonding and P block, most of your inorganic is covered. And typically P block has a weightage of 10 to 12%, and 10% is of chemical bonding. So 20% of the question and 30% is your inorganic. So physical, organic, inorganic have a equal weightage of 33%, and out of that you can see that 20% is only chemical bonding and P block.
So I think Anand, interestingly, Kaushik is asking some tips of remembering chemistry. So yeah, I think everyone would want that, tips. So hold on, we'll cover that as well. Many of them, Anand is also asking how do we remember inorganic chemistry and how to go about organic chemistry. So anything you would like to tell them for that?
Guys, chemistry, especially inorganic and organic. So I will tell you, because I have been a teacher of chemistry, especially organic chemistry, and I teach physics as well. I have seen a lot of students struggling, especially to remember. But there is a very easy way out of actually remembering chemistry. What we do, let's ask ourselves first. Our tendency is to read as much theory as possible in chemistry, and especially when it comes to organic and inorganic. But we are not able to recall whenever tests come.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And this is the typical problem.
So it used to happen with me as well.
I know. Actually, I've seen a lot of students struggling there. In fact, I've seen students, they tend to do more of physics and maths and they don't do chemistry. Vamsi, were you that kind of a student?
I used to score, I don't know what, physical chemistry करता था बस, थोड़ा बहुत. Organic, inorganic में total में I think even 10 marks I didn't used to get. Right? Oh. But it's a big secret, guys, my dear students. In the final exam of JEE, physics, which was my strongest topic, I actually messed it up very badly. And I think Anand, it was chemistry जिसने rank लगवाई है, right? So if chemistry would not have been there, I would not even have got selected. Okay, so sometimes it happens that your favorite subject might not really come about. So it's always important to have that balance, right? Students, always remember 1 mark is 1 mark. Doesn't matter where it is coming from. Right.
And I've seen that chemistry is the most easiest subject if you really want to score high. Because this has a very easy pattern to remember. Because you can actually remember it as well as understand it. Whereas in physics you require to apply all the time. In maths, you require to apply all the time. In chemistry, typically, if you remember things, you are done with it, right? So now let's go ahead and understand how to remember chemistry. So typically, what I suggest student is follow this schedule. Read your theory from NCERT. That is, I think, is good enough book. Once you read the NCERT book, then follow it up by an objective book, or it may be your coaching book, it may be any book, but just follow it by your objective book. Typically, what I say is follow a 1 hour schedule for inorganic and organic on a daily basis. So 1 hour if you give to chemistry, especially inorganic and organic, on a daily basis, you are done. So what you have to do, you have to read NCERT and follow it up with objective questions. The moment you do your objective questions, just see which questions you have not attempted or which are the wrong questions that you have done, and again go back and read theory for that. So this is how you are doing a multi-layer, because remembering is an art and there is a science behind it as well. So if you practice it in this way, theory, questions, and again theory, you are going to remember it for lifelong. And this is one of the studies that we also done, and we have applied it on our students, and has really worked wonders for them.
Amazing. So let's get back to the schedule, students, right? So coming back to the schedule of chemistry.
This is where I was talking about the inorganic chemistry. Now talking about the organic chemistry, this general organic chemistry is anyways important. And here, what is important in this is aromatic. So aromatic compounds is very important. This has a huge weightage, and I have seen that aromatic because it can come from any of the chapters, especially, but typically relating to general organic chemistry, this has a weightage of 8 to 10% again. And the second most important topic is from 12th standard, which is alkyl and aryl halides. So this is again very important, the first topic of 12th standard, and again this has a weightage of 8 to 10% here. So typically 8% I would say. So these two topics, these three, in fact, general organic chemistry, that too focused on aromatic compounds, and aryl halides and alkyl halides actually cover 20% of your organic chemistry, right? And now moving on to your chemistry, physical chemistry. The most important topic of your physical chemistry is your equilibrium, which is your week 9. So Vamsi, just can you switch off the video?
Yeah.
So week 9 you can see the chemical equilibrium, and chemical equilibrium has a weightage of 10 to 12% in physical chemistry. So this is the most important topic. Apart from that, obviously, again, thermodynamics is important, and thermodynamics is important in your physics also. So this two thermodynamics, if you do, it will help both chemistry as well as physics, right? So this is typically a priority order in chemistry. Around, if you do this, you are around 40 to 50%. Your syllabus is covered, right? So let's move on to maths. Okay, guys, are you actually benefiting out of it or not?
Come on guys, no, chalo, give us feedback.
You or no?
Are you liking it or not? I can see your chats. Are you interested in looking out for the schedule for maths now? Yes? Okay. Amazing. Right. Huge lot of.
So a lot
of yours. Yes. Okay, now chats are flooded now. Okay. So we'll now progress to maths. Alright, now again from chat, come down to the session and concentrate on this. This is important. Right? Yeah.
So maths, certain topics from 12th is very important, and certain topics from 11th is very important. So it is equally divided. So maths may I say determinants from 12th and vector and 3D from 12th. These are the two topics which are actually very, very important. So vector 3D and determinants, if you are done. So determinants have a weightage of 6 to 8%, and vector and 3D has a weightage of 10 to 12%.
Interesting.
Right? So if you see this, what we do is we are actually stuck here. Indefinite. हम करते रहते हैं because हमें नहीं आता है, and we feel that we should do lot of indefinite. But if you see, the real weightages are determinants and vector and 3D. And again, most of the students they leave this topic surprisingly. So just ask yourself, how many of you are taking it casually? Determinants and vectors and 3D.
I used to take it casually. I think I left both of these.
This is a general pattern, guys. What happens is our 80% of energy goes into preparing for those topics which apparently looks very tough, and we feel ये topic तो छूटा हुआ है हमारा, and we don't get a confidence that because we have not done this topic we are not scoring.
Yeah.
But guys, remember this determinant, vector, 3D, they are easy topic. They are the topics which can be commanded very easily, and they have a high weightage as well. So why to leave or why to take it casually? Let's put our energy there and get marks. And this is the purpose of today's webinar, that how to actually, because most of the people, they talk about getting you in, prepared for 60 days, but they don't tell you how to actually plan your schedule. And this is how I will tell to plan the schedule, because you can see that chemistry and physics, we have taken this whole week in such a way, in a scientific way, that you don't have the load on all the 3 subjects in all the weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
And one important question, Shantanu Ghosh is asking, is pattern for NEET also similar to what you showed for physics and chemistry? Is that similar or is it different?
No, Shantanu, it is different. Today I'm just taking the JEE mains, but we'll be definitely in 15-20 days time, we might be coming for a NEET schedule also, because NEET is not happening in January, so we have not taken it currently.
Exactly.
But it follows very different, because physics is entirely different, chemistry is little bit similar to this JEE mains, and obviously you don't have maths there.
Exactly. Some of you are asking what is that LCD and AOD? I think LCD is limit, continuity and differentiability.
And
right?
And application of derivatives.
Yeah, application of derivatives. Anyways, guys, let's proceed on. What else they need to do?
And in 11th standard, if we go, coordinate geometry and especially straight lines. Right? In fact, most of us are focused over here, parabola, ellipse and hyperbola, because they feel that this is the topic they have left and they need to practice more. But if you concentrate only on straight lines, you are actually getting 8 to 10% marks.
Great.
Right? So just concentrate on easy topics there, and definitely you are done with you will actually go into the exam with very high confidence. Right? And that is our purpose. So in maths, these 3 topics are extremely, extremely, extremely important. And one topic in 11th, which actually most of us, they leave, and I put it in week 8, we have also missed out that topic, because it looks very small and it is generally ignored topic. And surprisingly, when we were planning the entire 8 to 10 weeks last year with Arjun, we came out with this topic, and this is sequence and series. And sequence and series is again 8 to 10%. And very easy questions from sequence and series come in the exam. And guys, see, I was talking about Arjun. What we did was, we planned these topics with him, and we actually finished these topics first, because he was actually lacking in confidence there. He did not know that why he was not able to clear KVPY. He did everything on his own, and because of that, he only focused on those topics which apparently look tough. And we all do, right? So we are just like him, who are aspiring to get a good rank, but somehow struggling to get a good rank. And if you follow a planned schedule, trust me, this next slide is what we mean. That if you are going to do whatever we are going to tell you, this is guaranteed. Top 10,000 rank, you are not going anywhere. You are certain to get this rank. But now what we have told these students, that what to do in this weekly schedule, but what to do on a daily basis, Vamsi.
So I think most importantly is the strategies which has just been told you is the priorities. So if you want to get to this number, the schedules which have been showed to you, right? And those of you are joining in late, I can get a lot of chats around, can you show the physics schedule again or chemistry schedule again? Guys, after this webinar the YouTube live is over, you can obviously go back and actually look at that, right? So we'll not waste time right now to go back and re-revise it. But more importantly, if you follow that entire schedule, that's the way you need to spend the next 100 odd days on, right? And in that also, if you can't do all, which is okay, right? If you can't do all, at least the ones which Anand sir marked in red, if you just do that, so then what will you get? What will they get, Anand sir?
They have to say.
What will you get? A guaranteed top 10,000 rank. And I know you might be wondering, ki, sir, top 10,000 rank aasan thodi na hai. How can I get it and all that? But believe me, it is not tough at all. It's just that you need to execute on what we told you. You need to implement what we told you, and this is definitely possible.
And
definitely possible.
They have to remember this again and again, which we are telling them. The Arjun story, that he was here. He was actually around 10,000 rank.
Yeah.
And what rank did he get? 521 rank. Right? So isn't it amazing? He was here.
I think just 6 months. Not even 6 months. Yeah.
I told these kids that he was the student who came to us in December, because November 24th last year we had this crash course and he joined that. He gave his first test in the first week of December.
Yes.
And once I looked at his marks, I called him just to understand what he is doing. And when I was discussing with him, I felt that why is he thinking about 5,000 rank? He should be actually thinking about 521 rank.
Right.
So if he was able to get from here to here, so even if anyone is here at this rank, what is this rank? 1 lakh. Anyone who feels that they are here, they have a golden opportunity to be here. Right?
Yes.
And those who are here definitely can get here, but the whole schedule, the whole plan remains the same for all of you guys. Right? Even if you are thinking that you are at 1 lakh rank today, if you are thinking that you are 10,000, obviously you can get a 500 below rank. If you are at 10,000, you are going 1 lakh, you are going to get below 10,000 rank. So trust me, all you have to do is follow a mentor, follow a schedule, and do as many. We'll talk about tips and tricks later, right? But let's talk about what you should be doing on a daily basis.
So before we go that, I think I can get a lot of chats here around how to follow, how to do, what books to follow, so on and so forth. So my dear students, what we told you in terms of schedule is something which is very important. If you follow it, you have a chance of cracking this rank. But it's not easy, is it? It's obviously it's not easy. If easy hota to har koi le aata, right?
15 lakhs. So on the contrary, I'm telling you all the easy parts. But on a tougher part, if you look at it from a different angle, it is 15 lakh students who are up here.
Yeah. ठीक है, तो अब how to execute is also very important. So the next section, according to me, is even more important, in which we will tell you how to go about executing that strategy on a daily basis and what are the things which are to be kept in mind. There is a lot to cover, so let's move fast now, okay? And pay full attention to what we are going to tell you now, my dear students. So किसी भी दिन में करना क्या है is essentially what we are going to cover now. Okay. So yes, Anand sir, what do they need to keep in mind while doing this?
See, students, the first thing which is extremely important is to prepare your mind and body according to the exam conditions. Typically, as students, when we are preparing for any exam, we have a tendency to get up after every half an hour. We said
half an hour bhi nahi, 15 minutes. Okay, let's be honest, right? 15 minutes बैठने के बाद some SMS is coming, also not SMS, WhatsApp, SMS तो कहाँ है? Like WhatsApp is coming, some Instagram notification has come, and you are completely distracted.
कुछ नहीं तो इंडिया पाकिस्तान का स्कोर ही देख लेते हैं, which is going on, right?
So guys, does it happen or not with you? Right? At least when I used to study, it used to happen a lot with me. Yes? Very honestly, tell me.
See, someone is saying 10 minutes.
At least this guy is honest. For lovely kids, I don't know what's your real name. Screen name is for lovely kids. He's saying 10 minutes, right? And lot of cases.
So someone is saying, I've deleted my Instagram.
Oh, Ankit, you're an inspiration for all of the others. Ankit is saying, I deleted my Instagram. Okay. Now tell me, how many of you have deleted your PUBG? Very honestly, right? Half of the time I see you kids now spending time on PUBG, right? 1 hour, 1.5 hour, right? Okay, amazing. Okay, so guys,
so many PUBG. PUBG is so famous. Everyone is saying that.
Okay, guys, chalo, ठीक है. Now let's take a step back. Okay, देखो यार, बात सिंपल सी है. there are always distractions, right? And we don't want to sound like the typical your mom, dad, or your teacher giving you again another lecture on कि ये मत करो, वो मत करो, PUBG uninstall कर दो. Then they will start hating us, right? But my dear students,
नहीं वो करने से होता नहीं है typically. मतलब
so the thing is, you have two options. One is you can still enjoy your PUBGs and Instagrams, right? And go about it. You'll get some rank. You'll do good, right? But you will not get what you truly deserve, right? And what you can achieve and what you deserve is actually 10 times more than where you are today. So the choice is very simple. Either spend next just 100 days. That's it. Less few months on focusing fully, committing yourself to this and achieving this. Then once you get into a great college, good college, then यार 4 साल आप करते रहो कुछ ना कुछ, खेलते रहो कुछ ना कुछ. In IIT Bombay, I used to play whatever game there used to be on my LAN, right? And all that, Warcraft I used to play at my time, okay? And all those things, and you will get a lot of that options.
AOE, remember?
Age of Empires also used to play, right? But guys, I didn't do it while I was preparing, okay? And that was one of the key reasons behind me getting a good rank and getting into IIT Bombay, and probably some of my very capable classmates, batchmates, not probably, even despite having potential, not able to convert and get into a, in my college. So my dear students, my submission and request to you, in fact, is कि यार next जो भी ये 100 days हैं, थोड़े कम महीने बचे हैं, please focus, commit yourself, get into a great college. Your life only will get better, right? And then you will have so many options. Then you can have all the fun you want, right? So, will you promise me that you will commit the next few months and commit complete and fully? Yes or no? Come on, tell me this. Are you guys going to promise us on this? Yes? Okay, I'm looking at your chats, okay? Come on.
Yeah,
will you?
Lot of yes.
Yes?
Great.
Okay,
great.
Please do it. Please do it. Not for us, for yourself. For
yeah,
yourself.
Exactly.
Okay? Not for your mom, not for your dad, not for your teachers. Do it for yourself. Okay? Chalo, great, amazing. Chalo, wapis. So what else, Anand?
So I was saying that simulate the test environment, and what it means is your JEE mains will happen for 3 hours, and in fact JEE Advanced also happens for 3 hours in 2 stages. The first 3 hours, 2-hour break, and then 3 hour. What I suggest students that start practicing this 3-hour schedule on a daily basis, minimum this 3-hour schedule on a daily basis at a continuous basis. So what does it mean? That if you sit for 3 hours, for example, if you sit at 9 AM, then you should actually get up at 12 AM only, right? 12 PM. So typically what happens is this 3-hour slot is very, very important because you are setting the mind and body according to the test environment, and that also happens to give you better concentration, because as a student, what typically we do, we take out one book, we study for half an hour, and then we feel, oh, ye nahi karna hai, let's switch the book, and we actually switch the subject itself. Yeah. So we pick up half an hour for one subject, half an hour for another subject, and at the end of one and a half hours that we study, those who were writing 1 hour or 1.5 hours, we actually tend to get nothing out of it. So
very important. Aja, by the way, guys, especially I'm Nilotpal, if I'm pronouncing that name. See, guys, we are getting your messages. Okay, it's just that some of it we will cover eventually in the session. That's why I'm not picking it up. And if some are left unanswered, we'll pick it after the session. So have the patience, right? Let me just answer this. Should we follow the individual timetables all together? Is one of the questions on, right? Which we should.
So typically when I say, so that was all together, week 1. So when I say week 1 physics, chemistry and maths, so week 1 physics, chemistry, maths, if you keep it together, that is together that you have to follow on a week 1 schedule. But when I said to cover only 70% of the syllabus, you can prioritize accordingly. So I also have mentioned the important topics.
Neha is asking a very, very fundamental question. Sir, how to remain motivated all the time? Yeah, I mean, that's a lovely question, and hold on for some time and we'll try to answer that, eventually. Okay.
So this was the first part. They have to sit for 3 hours be 3 subjects initially. You can actually start with all 3 subjects in 3 hours, but generally I suggest that you study for one subject in 3 hours on a daily basis. So if typically you should be giving 9 hours on a daily basis now on, because obviously your school will reduce their timings and all whatever, but 9 hours, if you are not doing that, then at least do 1.5 hours to one subject, 1.5 hours to another subject. So 3 hours together you should be doing on a daily basis.
This is very important.
So
you
this is
minimum,
minimum
that capacity.
Yeah, this is minimum time that you should be spending on a daily basis.
Exactly.
Right? In that, what you should be doing, and that is very, very important. You should be actually concentrating on these 30 questions in each subject, and this 30 questions should be mix of, as I was saying, that 50% of your syllabus is easy, and easy means it is repeated again and again. So if you actually solve your previous year question, which is a must for each and every topic that you are doing, so 50 to 20 questions on a daily basis you pick up from your previous year questions, and then 15 to 20 questions you pick from your reference material. It can be anything. It can be your coaching material, it can be the book that you are following, but complete it, don't change your book, or it can be Vedantu material. So it can be anything that you are doing. So coaching material, book, or Vedantu material. But in Vedantu, what we have done is we have mixed it on a daily basis. So we have mixed these 2 questions in such a way that you will get it together.
So all our long-term students and students who will be enrolling for crash course, they will be getting that, of course, Vedantu material, right? I think one of the things which is coming out is very popular question which is being asked in my chat, which I can say is, how do we maintain concentration for 3 hours or 1.5 hours? You know, we'll address that in the next slide. Okay, so hold on to that question for just some time.
Okay, so right, someone is asking how to increase speed. So this speed automatically comes, guys. This is a very important question, because the moment you go to a level high, your speed automatically increases. And I am saying that you don't have to complete all the questions in the time frame. You just have to concentrate on 75% to get this rank, and therefore speed doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. Rohan is asking, Anand, what is your JEE rank? Rohan, my JEE rank was 1696, if I remember. Yeah, 1696. And I was very sad on that day because I was expecting somewhere around 800 rank. But my physics went bad, and that was the major reason behind getting that rank.
And typically it happens because you don't concentrate on the important topics. Yes. And you're concentrating, because he was fascinated by mechanics, he was doing more of kinematics, still work energy, and he left the easier topics behind. Right? So anyways, going on to the tips now. So how to actually get to these ranks, because we have told you the syllabus, we have told you the weekly schedule, and we have told you what to do on a daily basis.
Yep.
But I suppose that there were a lot of questions around certain things. So here are few tips from our side, which if you are going to follow, obviously these ranks, apart from whatever we have said, will come.
Alright, so now the most important thing. Now this will address most of the questions you are asking, right? Now what are the tips to follow while you prepare and follow the schedule which Anand sir just told you? And the first and the foremost thing which we seen students doing is panicking, right? इतना सब कुछ है, कैसे होगा 100 days में? January के अंदर, it's there. My syllabus is not finished. I don't even know my 11th standard. 12th भी नहीं हो रहा है, 11th भी नहीं पता है. How will it happen? My board examinations are also there. School के अंदर pre-boards हैं. Okay, so much to do. Oh my God, what to do, and I panic. So my dear students, एक चीज बताओ, honestly, do you think you are the only one with which this is the situation? Do you think आपके साथ ही हो रहा है? और पूरे इंडिया में every child who is right now in 12th standard, right, faces the same problem. Yes or no? Everyone faces the same problem. So why are you only panicking? Let others also panic now, right? So I think very simple, right? Everyone has the same situation. It's how you deal with the situation, how you hold your nerves is essentially going to determine the winners. It's like the cricket match, right? In the end, it can be anybody's game. but the one who holds their nerves, right? बिल्कुल धोनी जैसे you need to be cool, right? And then only then will you be able to get a great result, right? So first and foremost tip is please don't panic because the situation is something which everyone has. Aram se cool and follow what we are just telling you, right?
In fact, if Arjun Muralidhar, whose story we have been telling since the beginning, if he would have panicked, he would have got that 5,000 or some 6,000, 7,000 rank.
Right.
But he did not panic even if he was not able to clear KVPY. But the most important questions which is coming on the chat, Vamsi, is exactly the reason of panic is not the syllabus, but the reason of panic is this particular thing, board exams, right? And typically, currently half yearly is going. Then post half yearly, this pre-board will come. Then after pre-board, they have to do this practical and then final exams. And therefore, most important and especially NTA coming in January has increased their panic. So how to address this, Vamsi?
See guys, I think you need to be objective about this, right? What is your main objective? Is it to get a very good percentage in your board examination? Or is it to go into a good college? Come on, answer me. What is your objective? Main objective kya hai? Is it to get into a good college or you want to score high in your board examination? What is your main objective? Answer me. I am looking at your chat. Good college, right? Both. So those of you who are saying both, right? There is a problem. So Anand, there is a typical problem. People want to do both, right? They want to score high in board exam also and they want to get into a good college also. So guys, both can't happen. You need to optimize for one. And I think the biggest reason why we are doing all this is because you can to get into a good college and you get a great lifestyle because of it. So you need to prioritize going into a good college, which essentially means you need to prioritize getting a good marks because that will get you a good rank. No board percentage guarantees you a good college, right? It is only through a good rank in your JEE you will get into a good college, and that is why if there is a conflict between these two priorities, please optimize. Okay, please optimize for your JEE and probably if required compromise on some of the things, because don't worry, you won't fail. And I get to hear this a lot कि sir fail हो जाएंगे तो क्या होगा? Yeah, come on, I have never seen students who have done great in JEE mains failing in a board exam. Okay, you might hear one or two stories here and there, but you can't base your life on one or two stories, right? Anand, you would like to add something to that?
Yeah, so just I was writing while you were speaking that I will talk about subject-wise preparation.
Yeah.
So if you look at chemistry, the level of board as well as the level of the competitive exam, it's same.
Yes.
And therefore, if they are preparing for boards, they are preparing for competitive exam or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's same. So typically, you have to prepare very good in chemistry, and that will be through preparing for boards. So NCERT is the book.
Yeah.
Now maths. Typically, the level of maths is difficult in the competitive exam. And if you are preparing for competitive exam, here you are done for your boards, because boards is very easy when it comes to the competitive exam. So if you are honest and done your preparation for your competitive exam, you don't have to prepare too much into boards math subject. So I will tell you about my case. Typically, I did not even touch the maths booklet or maths board books throughout the entire year. And there was a gap of 7 to 8 days between my one exam and maths exam. And because I was very confident about my competitive preparation, so maths was just a cakewalk. I just revised and I completed it in a week's time. So typically after NTA they can do this.
Yep.
C part is tricky. Physics, although the level is not very difficult, it's same, but then there are derivations which are asked in board exams. So this is what is a deviation in physics. This is asked in board exams, and if they practice few derivations, right, pick out the most important one and prepare it, they are done for the boards. And therefore I can say that after your NTA exam, if you are preparing very good for your competitive exam, if you pick all these things after your NTA also, then you are done with it. But just give 1 hour or 2 hours, or during your school time you can prepare these things so that you are managing your school as well.
Great, amazing. So let's move on, right, to the next thing. The next tip, right, we want to give you is focus on your strengths and not preparing for the entire syllabus, right? So, Anand, you would like to highlight something on this?
So I think we have already covered
this.
That, because of which I have shared the priority topics.
Yeah.
Most of the time we do this mistake that we focus on our weaknesses and not on our strength.
Right.
So if you are in 11th standard, then definitely you should focus on your 11th. If you started your 12th, you could have focused on your weaknesses. But this is the time that you should be only and only focusing on your strength. But at the same time, if your weaknesses are priority 1 topics, which we have mentioned, at least focus on them and ensure that you are strengthening those topics because they are easy to master.
I think also what is a typical tendency is that, because you are currently looking at your syllabus coverage, you would essentially attack the things which you don't know, right? So that is why we have given you the schedule so that you exactly concentrate on only that primarily, right? And which will help you optimize. So this is a very important tip, guys. Okay, moving on. This, I would say, all tips are important, but if you want to take home the most important tip, it is this. You typically, students, I have seen spending a lot of time on theory, on questions, and they don't give tests. Okay, they don't give tests because they fear that preparation to meri hui nahi hai, to main test deke kya fayda hoga. That's a typical excuse they make. Right?
One of the most important, excuse that I have got from the students, and again this is experience. They tell, "Ghar pe papa mummy पूछेंगे rank क्या है?" And actually, because of that fear, we don't give tests, guys. You are preparing for your own self. A good college will make you better in life, and therefore don't prepare for your papa, mummy or for your teachers. Prepare for yourself. And as I said, Arjun preparation was mostly focused on tests because we accelerated. When I said we accelerated his preparation, it was that every alternate day in the last 1 month he gave tests.
Many of them are saying, Anand, that I get exact same problem. So Yash is saying, and many, right? Ash and countless others. So my dear students, that's true. This is the most common mistake which aspirants commit, right? And this is disastrous. Please give tests, right? So Anand, they are asking how many tests to give, right?
So initially, when you are following this 10 week schedule, every Sunday 1 test is good enough. Yeah. But once you are done with your syllabus, which is after this 10 weeks, the moment you get into December, post 10th December or 15th of December, I think you should be practicing every alternate day 1 test. So give 3-hour test, analyze the whole test into the entire day or next day, and practice all, as we said, the questions which came into the test. You have to now focus on that part and do theory around that part, right?
So till 15 December, every Sunday 1 test, and after 15 December,
every alternate day or every 2 day they should be giving tests.
Right. Where to give test? I mean, there are a lot of mock tests available, right? And those of you are on Vedantu, Vedantu crash course, they any which ways have tests, right? On Sunday, so you can give it from there. Yeah. Alright, so this is very important tip. Moving on, tip number 4.
Vamsi will say again, very important tip.
See, for me all tips are very important. But I think this we have already covered, right? I think this we have already covered, guys. And, no point again reiterating it. Simply saying, please, have that span that if not 3 hours, as Anand sir said, at least 1.5 hours. Don't do 15 minutes of studies. That doesn't help, right? So please, try maintaining this and try doing this. This will help you a lot. Okay.
So I was saying, start slow. If you are not habituated to this 3 hours, 1.5 hours, moving on to 3 hours.
Yeah. No, I think one of you asking 3 hours per subject. We didn't talk about per subject. We are talking about your sitting hours. अगर एक बार बैठते हो तो at least 3 घंटे बैठ के पूरा काम करो. Be it your preparation, be it your practice, whatever you are doing, maintain study hours for longer durations. Because the typical problem which we get is कि सर एग्जाम में 3 घंटे में थक जाते हैं. थक इसलिए जाते हो क्योंकि घर पे नहीं करते हो, right? So please do this, my dear students, and you will see a very big improvement in your performance during the test also.
Again, students, I think you will relate to it. You always tell all your teachers, your parents, घर पे नंबर आ जाते हैं, घर पे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व हो जाता है, एग्जाम में सॉल्व नहीं होता.
Exactly. यही वजह से होता है.
It is because of this reason that you have not practiced and you have not made your body practice to sit for these 3 hours.
Advait is asking, sir, please give some tips for droppers also. Advait, most of the things we are telling is applicable for droppers also, right? Nice. Most of the things. So this is relevant for you guys as well.
This already I have covered, guys. Inorganic, organic being 67% of your chemistry, and typically if I actually look, it is 20% of the entire, if you talk about physics, chemistry and maths. So inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry ka weightage is 20%, right? Out of 100 marks, 20% is this, and therefore we would suggest, this is so easy, if you give 1 hour daily to this. And what you have to do, we have already mentioned, and those who have joined late, I will just revise. You have to do NCRT, do objective questions from any book, right? Objective questions
from any reference book,
right? And again go back to NCRT, right? So this is typical pattern that you have to follow. Already mentioned that. So please practice inorganic and organic chemistry, right? So let's move ahead.
Yeah.
Amsi?
Yeah.
So again, just revise the entire schedule. We are just those who joined late, and otherwise we'll just quickly tell you that, guys, this schedule we have mentioned, this is a 10-week schedule to cover the entire syllabus, but the topics that you have not to leave, right, at any cost are these. So quickly, current electricity, magnetism, EMI, EM waves, then modern physics, center of mass, and heat and thermodynamics. These are the topics that you should not be missing at any cost.
Exactly.
These are the most important topic in physics. Similarly, in chemistry, general organic chemistry, then alkyl halides, aryl halides. Here, if we talk about chemical bonding, P block, all 11th and 12th, so 13 to 18, all groups you have to do, and chemical and ionic equilibrium. So these topics you don't have to miss in chemistry. You have to practice this topic. If you are thinking that, okay, we have not done anything. So these are the topics that you should be practicing at any cost. And talking about maths, the topics that you cannot leave is determinants, vector 3D, coordinate geometry, and coordinate geometry, not this one, coordinate geometry, straight lines, and then sequence and series. So sequence and series in mathematics. So these are the topics that you are not going to miss at any cost, and if these topics you have done, typically your chances of getting into top 10,000 rank increases by huge margin.
Precisely. So I think I'm getting a lot of questions. Anurag is saying how many hours to study per day, and we'll be addressing that, as well, right? And more importantly, Nitin is asking, you're not mentioning how to stay motivated, right? So my dear students, just on that note, right, how can Vedantu help you with this is also many questions we are getting, right? So let us just quickly pass on that information as well, Anand. We obviously, have crash courses at Vedantu which happen, in which we have actually created crash course exactly on the schedule which we are telling you right now. So this week 1 to week 10 schedule for physics, chemistry and maths, which we have created, which we are sharing with you right now, is exactly scientific. A lot of research has gone into it, and we at Vedantu have also designed our own crash course exactly basis this schedule, right? So let us quickly give you that information as well. A lot of students are asking that. So this is the link, my dear students. You can actually go to this vdnt.in. So so let me just write it here. If you actually go to this vdnt.in, I'll just type it here, vdnt.in/target AIR1. So see, the link itself is so aspirational. So I think you will get all the details of the course in this page, right? So it's basically, talks about, what all will be covered. So of course, entire 11th and 12th is covered. It's a 180-hour thing, completely focusing on objective solving approach. Till January, it will complete your entire 11th and 12th revision and make you prepared for JEE mains. It will not leave you there. We also have a board module. So after that, there is a board module which will also prepare you for your board examination, and it's a 30-hour course, all included in this. It also has a test series, okay, and it also, you will be part of a group which is going to be a doubt solving group, for 24/7 doubt solving group, okay, and this will be available for all the students, right, who will be joining this crash course. Lot of amazing teachers will be taking this, okay. You can actually go and we all will be part of this, and lot many other teachers of Vedantu, master teachers, will be part of this. You can check this out in this page itself. As I told you, live classes, board modules, test series, and tricks and tips master classes on strategy, how to analyze a paper, time management, and how to remember and retain better. All these sessions are also complimentary and part of this course, okay. So guys, there's so much you can actually go and cover this, but most importantly, especially for the students who are attending our YouTube live webinar and live webinar today, we have an extremely special offer. This course essentially is of 21,000, but for the limited time, which is the next 3 hours 45 minutes, we have a lightning offer for those who are attending this webinar. For you, this course will be available for 12,999 only. So please go ahead and avail it. If you are really interested in checking this out, please do enroll. It is a very, very amazing course which we have designed, and in fact, it's so good that we have in fact even offering a 50-day complete refund. If you don't like it, you can take the refund also. But I definitely would want those guys who really are thinking of how to prepare and struggling with it, this course will be really beneficial and helpful. So for the next 3 hours 45 minutes, this is the price which is available. Go ahead and enroll for it, okay, and after that it will be revised to the original price. All right, coming back to our session, right?
This is just.
So guys, before we take some of those questions which you are posting, right, I would first of all say that, and we truly believe in that Nike saying which is out there, which talks about just do it, right? And I think that is the most important message for today's session. We think a lot. We think that, sir, kaise padhenge, kya padhenge, what books to follow, what to do, what not to do. Most importantly, it's not so tough, right? You just need to have that willpower and the attitude to say that let's just go there and do it. So this is the most important message we want to leave you with, which is just do it, okay? And some of you are saying that, sir, how to stay motivated, okay? How many hours to study? How many questions to solve? These are all the questions I am getting on my chat, and I'm flooded with those questions, right? So let me share you a secret. And the secret is, how many hours to study? There isn't a number to it. You can crack JEE with probably 3 hours of study, and probably you might study for 24 hours in a day, okay, and still not be able to do it. So my dear students, it's not about the quantity, right? It's the quality which matters, okay? And please remember that. Please remember that. It's not about 100 questions you solve. You can solve 10 questions, but you do it well is what matters more. And what is the meaning of doing it well? Okay, so for all of you who are asking me, sir, and there's my chat box is flooded, sir, how many questions to solve? You know what? When I used to prepare, I used to do HC Verma, right? We used to have subjective, and I used to do only 10 questions in a day. But I did not used to see solution, in which was HC Verma did not have any solution only, right? So that was a good thing. So I did not used to jump to solutions, okay, for any question. I used to completely devote a lot of time and solve it. And when I used to get it, okay, after multiple attempts, that concept used to get retained in my brain forever. And that is most important, right? give quality time than quantity, right? Same applies for number of hours you should study. One kid can study for 5 hours, right? One might study for 12 hours, but with full of distractions. कभी ये कर लिया, कभी वो कर लिया, 15 मिनट बाद उठ गए, right? That way of studying for even 12 hours will not help you, benefit you, but 5 hours of rigorous, constant study will help you a lot. If you want a generic answer to it, I think at this stage, you should at least take out 6 hours of self-study, at least, right?
So I will just quickly
right.
now I will keep on writing all these things.
Yeah.
Right, Vamsi?
Yes.
So let's quickly let me go and write all these points.
Yeah.
So the first point is minimum 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Right?
Minimum. Okay. Minimum 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, it is important, guys, because that will maintain your rhythm. That will keep you awake throughout the day if you sleep for 6 hours. But don't reduce it and don't oversleep.
Yeah.
Right? Second, Vamsi, you were saying that minimum of 6 hours of study.
Self-study.
So
Self-study.
6 hours is so important. So minimum
6 hours of self-study. Right?
Yeah. So attending a class or coaching will not help. And it's not covered here.
That's not covered, yeah.
Then third important question a lot of students are asking.
So just on that, Sitalijit Sinha is asking, sir, we have school also to attend. ये कैसे कर लेंगे? So guys, that is where you need to prioritize. Okay. See, you are not a Superman or Iron Man also. Okay. You can't attend. You can't do everything. Okay. So the thing is, you need to prioritize, and self-study is most important, right? So even at this stage, if you can use your hours in school, okay, to do self-study, those free periods you get, okay, some free time you get, okay, you need to optimize all that. Okay, it's also not necessary to get 100% attendance in school. So if you have some percentage left, right, try to take some few days off and try to prepare and use that for self-study. So these are all the things you can think of, right? And you know best how you can manage that time better. But I would say that this is something which is extremely important for the next few months. I'm not asking you to do for after that, but for next few months it's very important. So please do that, right? Okay.
So another question a lot of students are asking,
right,
and this is a general question, so I would answer generally, that which book to follow, which is the best book for maths, which is the best book for physics. Guys, especially for JEE mains, any book, any objective book that you are solving is good enough, but don't make it a practice of switching from one book to another. So complete any book, but what is important is the word complete, because you will get confidence only if you complete that book, right? So we have a habit of switching. So suppose you ask Vamsi sir which book, he will mention, let's say, X book. You go and purchase that book, right? You give one exam and you feel ये question ना इस book से आया था, and you go and purchase that. So don't make that habit. Complete any book, right?
So Vishwa is asking a good question, sir. The Vedantu's crash course, which is starting from 1st of October, will teachers teach from the basic? So see, Vishwa, obviously we will take the theory and summarize the key results and key formula and help students apply that in objectives. So the approach would be, how do you use that and apply it and solve the objectives, with a special focus and main focus being JEE mains, right? So, but if you are expecting that basics in the sense the entire theory and all, obviously, we don't have time for all that.
So I will tell you typically how it is planned. The planning has already been done. We'll actually have theory followed by, and theory is basically formula and revision of the entire chapter, and then covered by questions. And these questions are relevant to what will be asked in your JEE mains. So it may be your previous year questions, it may be some important questions from that particular topic, and through that we'll be covering the theory, questions. And then you will get a booklet to practice all these questions.
And it's proven, guys. I think Arjun last year was also part of the same crash course. And if you could get a 500 rank, I mean, obviously you guys can obviously do. So it's a proven thing. Another question, Divyansh is asking, very good question, Divyansh. How to manage time in tests and increase speed? Okay, please tell me, sir. See, I think there are lot of examination taking strategies which we will cover. I think we mentioned in Crash Course also we have the strategy sessions. But for now, what I can tell you is, don't think about speed. Just focus on your accuracy. Accuracy is most important. So aim for getting things right. Okay, speed apne aap aa jayega. Speed will come. Okay, for now, completely optimized for accuracy. After probably mid of December is when we will talk about strategies of speed, and believe me, it's easy. वो आ जाएगा. But right now, focus on accuracy. Okay, very important. Now the most important question: how to stay motivated. So there is a secret we are going to share you now. Okay, on how to stay motivated. Okay, this is a secret which has not been shared ever, and this is the most amazing secret. Okay, and this will blow your minds. Okay, Anand, should we share that secret today?
Sure.
Okay, my dear students, are you ready to listen to that secret? The most important ingredient, okay, which is going to make you motivated and stay motivated. And the secret is that there is no secret. Now I know you will probably come and probably hold me for this, but it's like the Kung Fu Panda style. Okay, the secret is there is no secret. Okay, but my dear students, that is the truth. Okay, no kind of external motivation can get you motivated for long. It has to come from within. It has to अंदर से आता है, right? So what will happen is today's session being very motivating and all, आप सब लोग कई लोग जाएंगे and बोलेंगे अरे sir, today I am motivated. I will follow this schedule. For some of you, it might sustain for 1 day. For some of you, it might sustain for 1 week, right? But for it to sustain for the entire 100 days or a few months, you need to have intrinsic motivation, internal motivation. And how does that come? Right, is also important. And let me share you what worked for me. And this is serious, okay? So concentrate a bit. Whenever my mom and dad used to tell me, okay, I never used to listen. My teachers used to tell me, I never used to listen. But one day it dawned on me कि यार ये सब करने से फायदा मेरा ही तो हो रहा है. Basically, I am the only one, right, who is getting benefited by doing that. If I get into a good college, my mom and dad are just going to feel proud. There's nothing which is going to happen to them. My teachers, nothing will come about to them, right? But so why are they saying all this? And I realized that it's actually for me. And the moment I realized that is when I truly and intrinsically got motivated. And I believe that, yeah, if I have to spend a great life and, an amazing life, okay, I need to probably put effort now. And the choice was very simple. Either I put effort now and lead a great chill life, right? Amazing life, or I don't put effort now and I need to struggle my entire life. So it's a no-brainer. The first option is much better than second option. Okay. So do yourself a favor, and it's not about staying motivated. It's about, making a great life for yourself, and for that you need to do this, right?
Yeah. So in fact, lot of students, obviously you are asking for the schedule, because I can see a lot of students also ask for the schedule. So I am sharing my email ID, guys, and you can actually mail me if you feel that you require more tips, or just actually ask if you require that schedule. Right?
Harshit is asking a great question, Anand. Sir, will it be helpful for guys who goes to regular coaching classes too? Please help, sir. Right. So, see, I think those of you who are going to regular coaching, okay, definitely this is helpful for you as well. But it is important that the time you need to manage properly, and there has to be time for your self-study also, right? It should not happen that you are just going to a coaching, then you are coming and attending Vedantu's crash course, and you don't have any time for your self-study, right? Self-study is more important. One of the advantages of Vedantu's crash course is even if you don't get time to attend the live session, You also have recording available with you, which you can use for your reference even any time, late at night or after also. So that is one advantage. But guys, see, I would not suggest that you just spend time attending and not have any time for your self-study. Self-study is important.
And
right?
The best and biggest advantage of Vedantu is don't have to travel.
Yeah.
So every day when we go here and there, we actually spend 1 hour or 1.5 hours. But you can actually take sessions sitting at home. But it's your choice. What you cannot compromise is your self-study.
Okay. Final question, guys. We are running short on time. I think my favorite question, Ash is asking, is it necessary to study during morning hours? So I was a night creature. My peak hours used to happen from 11 and I used to study till almost morning 4 or 5. Anand, I remember, is a completely ulta. He used to study in morning. We both ended up in IITs, so it doesn't matter. Do what suits you better. Okay. But one small thing, towards the end, which is probably December, I would prefer you to optimize during your exam time. So exam happens during the morning times, your JEE mains. So you need to be active during that time. So after December, I definitely want you to sleep in a way in which you are most active during the morning times. Apart from that, it's completely okay. It's chill. Okay. All right. So my dear students, hope this was helpful. Yes or no? Come on, give us feedback. I'm looking at your chats. Was it helpful? All right. So guys, it's lovely to hear that our 1 hour, 1.5 hour, whatever we spent was of some benefit to you, right? We really wish, right, on behalf of everyone over here at Vedantu, that you achieve what you truly deserve. In fact, we would wish you achieve even more than what you deserve. And I think you guys are great. Limitations only are in mind. Break that, and greatness is awaiting for you. Right? On that note, we wish you all the best. May you achieve all what you dream of, right? And have a great life ahead. Right? Look forward to interacting with you guys soon. Okay? Or on that note, it's Vamsi and Anand signing off.
And
right?
I'm sharing my email ID here. So guys, if you have any query later, whenever in your preparation, you can actually ping me. And also if you wish to get this schedule. Right?
Amazing.
Alright guys. Bye-bye. Tada.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.